Hey YouTubers, this is Captain 593 and today I'm going to show you a Bionicle tutorial on how to make red and blue Onis. In Japanese, Oni means ogre, and in the folklore specifically, the Onis would come in red, blue, green, black, gray, etc. variants. So I figured that'd be a good kind of creature to base off of my design of wanting similar yet different Bionicle builds. Kind of like Toa's and how they all have similar characteristics, except they have different colors and weapons and such. So that's what I want to base this off of. I wanted my own kind of group of creatures that had color differences as well as physical differences, but shared a common theme or creature type. So in this case, it's the Oni. Now, today I'm going to show you how to make the red and blue one. They have some differences in that the red one has horizontal horns and the blue one has vertical horns, as well as their weapons are quite different. One has a pretty nice translucent club. The other one has an axe. And the red one is chunkier than the blue one. So, you know, they have some similar and yet different characteristics, and I feel like it's a good dynamic. Anyways, let's get to the red Oni first. Here are the pieces you need, and I also sorted the body parts into separate groups in case you want to make them individually. Here we're starting with the red Oni torso. All the pieces used are fairly old, so even if you stopped collecting Bionicle in 2008 or 2010, you should still be able to make something like this. I'll address all the other newer pieces later on in the video. But the main difference with the red and blue Oni is their width. The red Oni is wider, so we will address that right here. I'm using some of the original Toa feet pieces as part of the torso. I like using feet in general for Bionicle torsos because it's easier to attach the arms to, and it looks fine. I feel like it's an adequate torso, just like that. So now we're adding a ball joint right here, and another one of these pieces. So now we're on to the head. This is one of the newer pieces from Hero Factory. If you don't have one of these face pieces, I'll address other pieces you could use for the face. Here we have the feet. Again, these are kind of newer feet pieces, but you could always use an original Toa foot piece and add some more. So the armor plate right there is translucent orange. I only have one of those because it came with a Hero Factory figure. So that's that. Here are the arms, really simple. And now we're on to the weapon. So this is probably my favorite part of the entire build. You're going to need a lot of these three-pronged axle pieces, which those are kind of rare, but it's worth it for this club, in my opinion. So you're going to notice how, so those axle pieces go on, seamlessly, but the last one has a bit of difficulty because there are 3 different angles you could put it on. Also, you're going to need a lot of these translucent orange pieces because it's just part of this color scheme. So as you can see, there are 3 different ways to put it on. That's the correct one, and there you have a club. So I forgot to mention, but there's actually a tip to the club, so I added it in that little animation. Here is an alternate way of making the head if you want to use OG pieces, so that's just a Bionicle Toa head. And actually, you can use one of those Borak rubber masks for once, so this is a good place to use those. Here's also another armor plate you could use as a head. Here are all the blue Oni pieces you need. Feel free to pause to see if you have them. So I'm pretty excited for this build because it's fairly elegant. That's kind of the theme here. For the blue Oni, I'm using a blue lightsaber piece to go through that translucent piece and right through here into the circular axle piece. Right now that is unstable, but I will stabilize it coming soon. So this, again, is going to be the original Bionicle foot. Again, since they're similar builds, I have to have a common theme there. So right here, the middle piece will be stabilized, so no need to worry about wobbly pieces. I try to make all my builds fairly stable. You'll see why in a bit, how I make the axe stable. It's going to be kind of interesting. I'm using these as accent, these Borak eye pieces. And again, with just some highlights right there. Here we're using the Hero Factory head again in blue. I'm using a Borak foot and highlighting it to make it a bit wider with those Borak eye pieces. You notice that I'm using the translucent piece as an ankle, which is, I mean, it's a legal kind of way of building, but it's a bit sketchy. It's just a tad sketchy right there. It works though. I even made a snake one time, a snake Bionicle, using just those connections as a tail. So that was interesting. And yeah, get those out of here. Here we have the hands, arms, easy. Now we're getting to the axe. So this is something that I've been working on for a very long time, figuring out how to get the axe to be just right. I'm going to show you an initial build right here. So as you can see, the axe has a middle that is kind of just empty. So, I mean, it looks fine, but I wanted to fill in the gap. As I mentioned previously, I wanted this to be a very sturdy axe. I've been through a lot of iterations of how to figure this out, but I settled on using a blue lightsaber piece and putting that through the light gray circular axle. So that's kind of a neat way of making everything sturdy and secure. Onto this, we're just going to make some attachments that are pretty minimal. And lastly, we're going to add the blue Borak eye to make the axe complete. And there you have it, the completed red and blue Onis. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial video, and if you guys decide to make one for yourselves, let me know in the comments down below. These are definitely simpler builds, and pretty fun to make, honestly. They're very customizable, so yeah, have at it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed again, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.